Hey everybody,
Okay.
this is Kenny Cummins here of Chilling with Jeff at Kenny C, and I'm very excited to be joined with a singer-songwriter by the name of Valerie Warntz. She's with me right now. How's it going?
Hello, hello.
Thank you so much for joining me. I appreciate it.
Thank you so much for inviting me.
So you are from Russia, I believe,
Yeah,
and what is the current time zone? The current time, I should be saying, as of right now.
I am.
All right, well, it's 2 o'clock here, early afternoon here in the East Coast. So this is very cool. Like, it's very rare that I get to interview artists outside the U.S. So and Twitter kind of helps me get to hear artists of different genres of different countries and such. So this is pretty awesome. And so let's just get right to it. What got you started as a singer songwriter? How did it start off for you?
Oh, well, I always had a passion to music since I think very early childhood. So I entered the School of Arts when I was 9 years old, where I started playing the guitar and piano. And at 16 years old, I wrote my first song, which became uh, a part of my recent EP, Crazy Dreams.
So, who are some of the artists out there that you consider influences?
I think that Lana Del Rey influenced on me a lot. So she really inspired me to start to songwriting.
Yeah, I did notice the tweets about her that you posted days ago. What made her stand out from other artists that you listen to from an artist perspective?
Um, I like that she has her unique style, unique low voice, which is kind of similar to mine, as my fans often say. And I like her aesthetics. And though I can tell that her lyrics is relatable for me, um, it's very interesting to dive into her world and yeah.
I like Lana Del Rey as well. She's very popular out here, obviously, and she's definitely established, made a name for herself. She has some good concepts, and she's got a lovely singing voice. So I like Lana Del Rey. She's pretty cool. She's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Um, so the reason you wanted to do this interview is you got new music that's just came out. Go ahead and talk about that.
Yes, I recently released my EP Crazy Dreams. Can
Getting the reaction that you've been getting.
I released 2 years ago the first demos of this album because I always work alone. I don't have any producers or like team professional for recording. So I've been working alone 2 years ago. And when I released it the first time, people criticized me a lot that it's not that good to have an accent, Russian accent. So now, after 2 years of learning the sound engineering, I released it again, and people really noticed that I improved, and I gained new fans who didn't know the previous records, and they really liked this album. They called it dreamy and summer, and I really, I really like that they appreciate it and they enjoyed this, especially my lead single "Beach." They they tell me that it brings them the summer mood and relaxing mood.
That's pretty interesting. You know, not as the saying goes, you can't please everybody. But at least you got some good out of it, some good reviews. People like the music that you put out, and it turned out pretty good. So congratulations on the
Thank you
project.
very much.
Um, Now you talk about the criticism. It comes with the territory. There's constructive criticism, and then there's people that just saying, "Oh, this song sucks" or whatever. Like, how do you deal with the criticism, whether it's constructive or whether it's just people just I don't know, just don't like music or whatever.
Well, when the criticism is constructive, I like it because it really helps you to improve, to pay attention to your to the imperfections of your records. But of course, I often deal with the hate, like, but I don't pay attention to this because haters gonna hate. It's Taylor Swift said, and everybody knows it. So I don't think I should take it close to heart.
That is very true, and I like your response to the haters going hate. I mean, she knows, so I like that. So now that this new music is out, are you going to be doing any like shows? You got any shows in the works that your fans out there in Russia needs to keep an eye on?
Um, it's really hard to get some shows without the booking agent, really, and I really want to go on tour, but I can't at the moment. So hopefully, I will go on tour with the next record. I started working on it already, and it will include these songs which are in this EP. But in my EP, there are 4 songs, and in my next album, gonna be 11 songs. So I hope that I will do this tour.
Okay, that's fair enough. So of all the reaction that you've been getting from this project, what are some of the favorite songs that people have reached out to you about? Like some of the standout songs from those that have listened to the project.
People always tell me that their favorite song is I Don't Love You Anymore because it's really deep and lyrical in their opinion. And I'm really proud of this song. This is my favorite song, which I wrote at 16 years old. And I think it really touches people's souls because it's based on real events of my life. So when I wrote it, I was really emotional and I put all my soul into the lyrics, and maybe that's why people love this song very much.
Music can definitely be very compelling when you put out a song and people listen to it and reach out to you, say, you know what, I can relate to this, or someone that I know that can relate to it. That makes music compelling. It makes it powerful, and it means you're doing something. Like you definitely got people attention in that regard, and that has to be a good feeling as an artist when someone reach out to you like that, does it?
Yeah, it's really important to hear that my songs probably help someone to pass through hard times. And when I hear these opinions, I feel like I really have done something important as an artist.
So obviously, here in the U.S., there's like music here and there. Now out there in Russia, how would you describe the music that's out there? As far as the popular genres and things like that.
In Russia,
Yeah.
um, Russian music, Russian music industry doesn't include the songs in English, so that's why I want to work abroad. So here is the Russian pop music, and I really can't relate. I can't say anything bad about it, but I don't know why, but it comes easier for me to write songs in English. So
Oh yeah, that's cool. You got something from the Russians and for those that speaks English, so you got the variety patted down. And people like to evolve and expand themselves to not being one dimensional, things like that. So I mean that is definitely good to know for sure. Um, so for people that wants to keep in touch with you social media wise, why don't you go ahead and promote your social media feeds, and where can people hear this record as far as being on digital music platforms out there?
yeah, it's available everywhere on Spotify, Apple Music, iTunes. Just search Valerie Warntz Crazy Dreams and people will find it everywhere.
Well, Valerie, it was great chatting with you. I want to thank you so much for doing this interview.
Thank you very much.
Appreciate it. And, like we said, like before we got the recording thing started, I guess we've been trying to make this interview happen for quite some time, but the time zones didn't quite allow it at the time. But once we figure it out, then we got it to happen. So thank you for your time. Congrats on this record. I love it, and I look forward to hearing more of you in the future. And
thank you very much.
And I do admire your elegant voice. I'm just going to say that right now.
Thank you.
So,
it's really been nice to do an interview for your show.
Absolutely. So Valerie Warntz is my guest here. Check out her album. It is available on all digital music platforms, especially if you're a Spotify addict like myself. I love Spotify. So I listen to stuff on Spotify from time to time. And that's going to conclude the interview. Check out more interviews on Chilling with Jeffrey Kennedy on Saturdays from 8 to 9 p.m. Eastern here in the U.S. That's probably late for the Russians out there, but I do post interviews the following day for those that, missed out on the live show. So go check that out on tmvcafe.com. For Valerie, I'm Kenny Cummings. We are signing off. Thank you, everyone, for listening.